Hi, everyone. We have the owner of Boca Grande, David Grillo, with us today. He's from Sicily, Italy, but he opened a burrito shop in Forest Acres in 2021. It's been immediately popular. He talks about what his philosophy's like, what it's been like in the food industry, opening right after COVID, and then what it takes to be a great employee in his restaurant. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for listening.
He's not from Rosewood.
Oh, yeah. I might have to redo that. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It. I'm Dr. Randy here with Dr. Tom, as always. And we've got a great show with David Grillo, who is the owner / executive chef of Boca Grande.
Yes, sir.
And I think most people thought you were from Mexico.
Maybe.
But you're not.
I'm from Rosewood.
You're from Rosewood, born and raised.
Born and raised, Soda City.
And you have an Italian background.
Yes, heritage, yeah. So Sicilian on my dad's side and Italian on my mother's side.
Wow.
Yeah.
And nobody expected this, so tell us how this happened.
Well,
how were you born as an Italian?
yeah. Well, that was up to the Lord, not to me, But
Your parents fell in love.
they did up in Jersey.
They started mating.
Yeah. And I really don't want to go there, but all I know is Baptist Hospital, 1973. That's what I know. So and then.
And they were just holding you in their arms thinking he's going to grow up to have the best Mexican food ever in Colombia.
Yeah. If they were still around, they'd be mad at me for not cooking my heritage.
I would think so.
As an owner and a chef, one of the places you see people steer wrong in our industry is they have an idea and they try to execute it. And I've always believed that you try to find a community, see what their need is, and then execute that, right?
Oh, nice.
And, the need was there for that. So I knew I could pay the bills and get 2 girls through college off that, hopefully.
Wow. So tell us then how it started.
Well, how Boca Grande started, So during COVID, I was working for another company here in Colombia for years and years, and during COVID, I was just staring 50 down the road, and I was like, man, I got to do something for myself. I had been doing it at that point for 30 plus years for other people, and I was like, it's time that I try to do this on my own, And I had a couple of pointers that I wanted to do with a restaurant for years. No fryers, no grills, no hood vents, keep your costs low, only spend money on things that matter to the guests, not things that matter to my opinion, right? So you have to keep it at an arm's length so that you don't destroy the concept or the opportunity. And I saw what the need was. We found a good property right there on Forest Village on Forest Drive. I was familiar with the neighborhood because I had worked at Original Pancake House at Trenton Plaza for years. And then I had worked at the TGI Fridays at Richland Fashion Mall, no more. Rest in peace. And I did that for a long time. That's where I met my wife and my future business partner. So,
TGI Fridays?
Yeah. TGI Flim Flams, yep.
Was she a guest or was she a
hostess?
She was a hostess?
No, she was a server when we met, and I was the kitchen manager, and we had to keep it. We kept it a secret for a long time.
Really?
That was faux pas in the corporate restaurant world. You weren't allowed to.
Did you go out for a couple smoke breaks with her?
Yeah.
Did you smoke?
Well, I did, and it wasn't cigarettes, but that's a whole nother story for another day. So that was years and years ago.
Great.
But, that led to where we are now. And, my business partner, Adam Cabot, has worked with me off and on since, I think, 2004. He was probably 17, maybe 18 when he started working with me at TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
And now he's got a family with 2 daughters. I've got a family with 2 daughters, and we went in together on Boca Grande, the big mouth burrito business in Forest Acres, and it's been very successful. 5 years almost. April 1st of 26, we'll have a full
That's awesome.
5 years in.
So did your wife come after you, or did you go after her?
I had been dumped and cheated on and messed around so much because I played in death metal bands, right?
Give one of your little rah.
Yeah. You know, that's how we did that. But I was trying to hang out with who I thought I wanted to be with rather than looking at who made me a better version of me.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That seems deep.
It
doesn't really make sense to me. Can you lay it out a little more?
Yeah, I met my wife and I was the He-Man woman hater. I was like, I'm writing women off. I'm going to be a bachelor till I die, and I'm never getting cheated on again or messed around or nothing.
Is it because you were with groupies mostly?
We didn't. It was Columbia, man. It was death metal too. We didn't have groupies. There was usually one or two girls at a show, and you know, most of them were a lot of ugly dudes, including myself. You know, so but Cheryl's a Furman grad. You know, so quality, and she was just beautiful, and we both said, "Hey, would you like to grab a beer?" Both of us were like, "Yeah, we should do this." You know, we're talking a lot, we're getting along. You know, and well, it only took one date, and that was it.
Wow.
And then we've been together since 2002.
What was your first meal together?
Burrito? It was wings at Jake's.
Wings?
Yeah, back when Henry Lee was still bartending there, if you know Henry's.
Wait, did he start Henry's?
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And he was bartending there.
You got the whole history of Columbia.
Sean Lutz was another bartender there. I hope I said his name right, but they always took care of me because I was a Yankees fan, and you know, if someone came in with a Red Sox hat, I got my beer first, and it was great. So
today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Columbia Family Chiropractic, with 3 easy to get to locations: one in Forest Acres, which is by Trader Joe's, one in O'Neill Court by the DMV, and one in the Northeast by Sand Hills. You'll be sure to have somewhere near you. They offer a ton of services from corrective care, on-site digital x-rays, spinal decompression for bulging or herniated discs, dry needling for injuries, pediatric care, and a Class 4 laser. They accept all your major insurances. And if you mention this ad, you'll get a discount on your first appointment. Check out their website at cfc4health.com or Google Columbia Family Chiropractic. That's cfc4 health.com. So you guys just started dating, and then you said, "Hey, I'll see you at work tomorrow." Mm-hmm. And then you just were like, "Let's not tell anyone."
Well, she was
keep
still
it a secret.
We had to, and she was still at Furman for her senior year, and so I would close TGI Fridays down till 1:00, 1:30 in the morning, get my beat up Chevy S10,
drive up
to Greenville, red-eyed, winging a prayer, and go hang out on my days off with her, and then she'd come back on the holidays and stuff. And
did you shower after or like they make that? No,
just straight from work. Straight from work.
You just rolled in 3 a.m. You're like, "Hey, I'm here."
Yeah, and this is Furman campus, so you got to imagine my beat up S10 pickup truck covered in metal stickers, parking between the brand new Beamer and the brand new Mercedes. You know, her poor roommates. Roommates were like, "What is this? What are you bringing into our?" Yeah, right. You know, and it worked out good because one of her college roommates is one of our silent partners.
Really?
So yeah, and she's awesome. Her whole family is. So.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've been curious about how the silent partner ownership side of it has worked for you.
Are they really silent, or do they say some things?
Well, no. What I've learned over the years working with other restaurants is when you fill out that LLC, it's the most important thing. It maps out not just the ownership percentage, but control,
right,
and conceptualization and menu and the whole spiel. And I'm blessed. I have Adam and his family are investors. I have one investor that's a personal friend. He's also a chef, and he knows what's up. And then we have Cheryl's friend and family, and they have all been gracious enough to trust me with
just roll with it.
Just roll with it, and we'll
send me a check here and there.
Yep, and that's what we do, and it's great. I have total peace of mind. And if I do something wrong, I yell at myself, and
yeah, that's awesome.
You know, I'm my own worst critic. So
That's good. Do you and Cheryl's friend get along pretty well?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Do you want to reveal her name and break the silence, or keep it secret?
I'll keep it secret for now,
Nice. I like that.
but I could tell you she's awesome. So is her husband, and her kids are all great. They're great people. Her parents are too.
Good
Dad's got a
stuff.
really cool guitar collection I have yet to see. So maybe one day I'll get down to Georgia and check it out.
See it.
Nice. Now so music is in your soul.
Yes.
How do you end up death metal? Like, were you always like, when you're growing up as a kid, where you're like, this is what I would listen to like calm down, or
That happened
really
naturally.
Like
I would
it
go to
became
sleep.
peaceful to you? Because I have
Yes.
another friend like that. I was like, there's no way.
No, it calms me down tremendously, and especially when I'm driving, just
Screaming
blast it.
in your ears. Yeah.
Slayer, Anthrax, Cannibal Corpse, whatever have you. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And it started out. I grew up in a really strict religious household,
Yep.
and I still maintain a lot of that, but we could only listen to like musicals, because
Really?
it was clean. And there was no evilness,
Right.
in it, no worldly things in it,
Yes.
classical
Yes.
music. So my roots were in Rodgers and Hammerstein and Holst, not in Slayer or Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? So when I hit 15, I discovered headphones, and I had an older brother who's also no longer with us, and he had some Rush and Metallica and Megadeth and Van Halen, and he burned a bunch of cassettes, and he said, "Here, check this out." And the funniest thing is, I heard Eruption off the first Van Halen album, the guitar solo,
Really?
and I was blown away. I'd never heard anything. He's still my favorite guitar player of all time. The greatest, the GOAT. Jimi Hendrix, great, but to Dave Grillo, Van Halen's it, right?
Yeah.
And I told my dad, I said, "Man, I heard something, and I want a guitar." And he said, "That's I'm not doing that. That's that rock and that's exactly right." And he said, "But I will help you find a job." And I said, "All right,
great idea.
Yeah, I said, "All right, I got to work for it." Which is my whole moniker.
Oh, yeah.
Everything in
I
life
like that.
I've worked for, and I keep on. I believe it hardcore.
Yeah.
But so he got me a job at Beck's Snack Bar at the State Farmers Market, and I worked for a whole summer for $3.85 an hour, and short order cooking.
Yeah.
And just slinging fried chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, and my way to get jacked up for that was I'd get a 40-ounce Mountain Dew, no ice,
Hammer that
and
down.
a king-size Milky Way, and put it in the bun steamer and slide it. I didn't even have to chew it, and then I'd power slam that. But this is why I'm pre-diabetic now, so But yeah,
There's consequences.
There is. So I worked that whole summer, saved my money up, and I bought my first guitar at Star Music on Assembly Street from the dude that sold it to me was a gentleman by the name of Derek Roddy, and that'll come back around later in another story. But Derek is still one of the most amazing drummers in the world, and if you look him up on YouTube, he will blow your mind.
Really?
Yes, and he's world traveled, competes, does clinics.
Sick.
He's backup drummer for Anthrax when their drummer's playing for Pantera on tour, and but he sold me my first Ibanez at Star Music. So I got that guitar, and then I needed lessons. Well, I didn't have any money for lessons, so I had to learn myself.
Just started messing with it.
Just started messing with it, and then I discovered those the magazines with the tablature in it.
Playboys?
That's a whole nother story. That's I had four older brothers, so those were around too. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little Guitar World magazines, you'd see it, the Eckards and stuff like that, and they'd break it down by the strings and the numbers and all that. And
Did you have an ear? Like, did you notice as you win it? Like, 'cause that's always feels like the difficult part is like being able to hear what you're doing.
Yeah. So I could hear the key of a song. I still can.
Yeah.
I can hear a song and be like, oh, that's E flat or that's A. I can't shred like Eddie Van Halen. I try, and I don't have an inner melodic voice like that,
Right.
But rhythms, riffs, I got you.
I just could never get into somebody screaming at me. I can't even fathom how it would feel good, like make you calm.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Clayton Hansen's like that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Yeah, it's to me, it just feels stressful. Like I could see if it was going to be angry.
Yeah.
Like when you're playing, did you ever play James Bond for Nintendo 64?
No.
Oh, there's different music at different points. And
Oh,
like
really?
when it would hit the really loud, like it kind of screaming type stuff, things are getting wild.
Well, that's like Mario when you're on the last level.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going so fast.
Let's turn it down. You know?
Yeah. That's interesting. So you would go to sleep listening to it, and would Cheryl be like, "Hey, we have to turn this off because I want to listen to some."
Well, no.
Jazz.
By the time Cheryl and I were together, I was working so much I went to sleep whether I wanted to or not. And some days I'm still that way, you know. But when I was younger, absolutely, I'd put on the headphones and crank it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crank it up, drown the world out.
So $385 an hour. How much was the first guitar? Do you remember?
Oh,
Like
it was
what
$460. Yeah, I have a
That's
picture
a
on my
lot of
phone.
hours.
I could show you. It's me with a mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a mullet and a Captain Tubular T-shirt, and I'm standing all serious and hard, like I'm going to be a rock star. You know, like
That's
it's
crazy.
like, you know, and that was the goal.
Yeah.
Even when I got my first job after that, once I turned 17, I was working at the Applebee's on Divine Street, and I was there for years. I was the youngest kitchen manager they had ever had in their Apple South program. Right, I was 19 and running a $4 million a year kitchen. You know. And I would tell people, they're like, "Oh, you're a kitchen manager. Is this what you want? Are you going to be a GM someday?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to be a rock star." You know? And I'm like, "I'm not. This isn't for me. This isn't for me. I'm going to be a rock star. I got to go on tour. You know."
Yeah.
And I tried for 12 years, got $30,000 in debt, and made 3 albums that.
Call it quits.
Yeah, that was that.
Did you ever work at a fast food joint? Like anything like McDonald's or Burger King or anything?
No, Beck's Snack Bar was the closest
That's
thing
it.
I was ever to that.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. And then you start dating Cheryl. She's younger. How much younger?
7.5 years.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but long story short, her dad was a shag musician. He worked at Pecknell Music in 5 Points for years and years.
Yeah.
And he knew the guitar luthier in town who I would take my guitars to.
Really?
And that was my reference for him to be cool
With you?
with dating Cheryl. Yeah.
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 So he approved of it. When you got engaged, you went and asked him, "Hey, I'd like your daughter's hand in marriage," and he approved.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I get along with her family great.
Does he dance the shag too? Like, was he into that?
Well, no, he's not with us anymore, but he recorded a lot of famous shag songs. I think he was on the Mr. Beach track, whatever that is. I'm in his world. In that shag world, that was a big deal. They don't scream those lyrics.
I don't even know what shag is.
Yeah.
It's dancing.
Cheryl knows what it is, you know, and she knows the words and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Sweet.
But
Randy's not very cultured. Doesn't really know much.
I've been to a lot of art museums
yeah.
because my wife's into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
His favorite is David's penis. Like, it's a weird thing. We had to talk about that on the
Not
show.
mine, I hope.
Not yet.
That's a short story.
I got to change the topic quick. What? So for people that are just listening, you have a ton of pens in your shirt sleeve.
Thermometer.
The label, the thermometer, and the pen.
Yeah.
Nice.
3 tools of the trade, and then I have a box cutter in my pocket.
Those are just things you never leave without.
Yeah, I never leave home without them, and if I do, I'm panicked.
Yeah.
Yep, got to have those things because as your day's rolling and tasks are coming at you, your hands are full, and especially operating the business, being the chef.
Yeah.
You know, I am also managing my kitchen. I'm handling all the purchasing, all the inventory.
Right.
So my plate's full.
Yeah. And you have some staff.
I have some staff. They're awesome.
How many staff do you have right now?
I have 10 cooks, 11 cooks. 3 of them are part-time.
Okay.
And a lot of them have worked for me, some of them as long as 15 years.
Wow.
Some of them 12 years.
Wow.
You know, and most of us are over 45. So,
Not
by choice.
It's a good age though.
but it's calm, it's quiet. I've got 2 drummers, 2 bass players in my kitchen. So the only thing we never agree on is what to listen to while we're working.
Right.
It usually ends up being Rush or Genesis, you know, because it's the only thing anyone can agree on.
You guys ever use any of the equipment to make some tunes?
Oh yeah, well, Sammy, my prep cook, he is an excellent drummer, and whenever we listen to the Who,
He hits
the
it.
prep table's getting rocked, getting thrashed, you know. So he knows every fill, every note. Yeah.
Grabbing a broom handle, doing a little singing, maybe.
Yeah, I'll do some singing. Yeah, yeah.
What about Fish? Do you know the band Fish?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a concert?
I would rather watch the football game that just happened this weekend again before I go to a Fish show.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I respect him though, but it's not my cup of tea. My best friend in the world, Jeremy, he loves Fish, and he's tried. Bless his heart, he's tried for years. He's like, "Hey, you got to hear the song. Hey, you got to hear this. This is really cool right here." And I'm like, "No, it's not. No, it's not."
Yeah.
Like, the amp turns to 10. You know.
Randy recently got into Jonas Brothers. That's his new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know them?
I know him.
Yeah.
I know him. I don't listen to him unless my wife or kids are jamming him. So now I got 2 daughters, and the things that I listen to now that I would have never even gone near, like,
Oh, are they Swifties?
oh my gosh, yeah, they love it. They love Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, and they love I can't even think of their names. These all these crazy new singers. There's what's her name with the cappuccino? She's espresso.
I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Sabrina Carpenter,
Sabrina- yeah, Kennedy knows them
My
all.
gosh, oh man, and I'm just like, my head's out the window like a dog just trying to get enough wind in my ears. Don't have, but it's good, as long as they're having fun. It's good.
How old are they?
Harper's 12 and Hadley is 9.5.
Nice.
So, and Hadley I should have named her Karma
Yeah.
because she's me. Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yep. And she's got a great metal scream.
Really?
Yeah, she does. She doesn't like the music, but she's got a great metal scream.
Do they come into your restaurant and just mow down on food?
Not mow down, but they do come in the restaurant.
like it?
And they
Sample.
they like it. They like it a lot. That and Chick-fil-A.
All right. So you got no official culinary training, right?
No official.
Just
Never went to school.
In the biz. Yep.
Yeah.
I found that's where a lot of good shit, like just grinding from ground up.
Well, I don't know what you'd call it. I mean, I don't know if you call it a gift or a passion or a drive or just a natural inkling to it. I was more naturally drawn to cooking than I was having to work really hard to learn how to shred. I never had to work really hard to cook.
Cooking.
It just came very, very naturally to me. Dad was, with his heritage, we cooked all the time. He taught me how to cook. Interesting side story. There was a gas station on Rosewood Drive, R.J. Moore's Exxon. There's still a gas station now on Edisto right across from Cock and Bull, and it was called R.J. Moore's Exxon. And he would work on my dad's construction truck and do repairs for him and trade. Dad would cook food for his after game parties from the football games. And that was during the Todd Ellis era of football. So I would stay up all night Friday night with my dad and help cook Italian food and prep it. And then I'd go with him that Saturday morning, and we would go into the pit, they called it, where they would lift the hydraulics.
Yeah.
And we would put plywood on the hydraulics and put tablecloths, and we would serve food
Right off
of that. Yeah, meatball subs and salad and spaghetti and all the.
Did you guys do the big Sunday dinners? Sunday Italian meals? Get
we
everybody
would
together?
Dad would do ziti or baked ziti or we would do stuffed shells a lot or spaghetti and meatballs. Dad had killer meatballs. It was my grandmom's recipe.
Yeah.
They were killer.
And if you guys have to go out to restaurants to eat, other than Chick-fil-A and other than you guys, what would be your top 3 sit-down restaurants to go to?
So now I got 2 kids. So the top 3 sit-down restaurants are Taza, Groucho's, and I got to think what the last one. We recently started going to Masa over on Rosewood.
Oh, yeah.
And
nice.
we like that one.
Nice.
Is these 2. So, but and then Cheryl and I, if we go out, we like we'll go to Co or Mr. Friendly's. That's always our Mr. Friendly's is always our go-to if we're having a date night,
night.
or it's a special occasion, anniversary, birthday.
Yeah. You throw on your suit, tie.
No way.
I have a suit that comes out for funerals and interviews. So it's covered in dust. I have 2 button downs and they're Sunday church and Mr. Friendly.
Really?
Yeah. Everything else is black T-shirts and.
Love that.
My wife told me to wear long pants today, so normally I wear cargo shorts. Yeah. She's like, wear your long pants.
What kind of shoes do you wear in there?
Oh,
Are you a Crocs guy?
No, I rock my Adidas. I never rock Fila's.
Oh, yeah, little Sambas.
Yeah. I've been wearing Sambas for 30 plus years.
How's the grip in there? Like with the
Well, in the kitchen, they're the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah, indoor soccer shoes are the best in the kitchen. They have hard soles. They protect your feet from plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
Got to tie them tight.
Yeah.
You know, and they're leather, so you can wash them. You know, which is important. Kicks got to be clean.
I like cargo shorts too.
I love them.
I
What do you
want
put
them to. Yeah.
All right, what do you put in the pockets?
In the phone, knife,
Yep.
keys. What's the Adam
Bunch of
Sandler
change.
song? Phone, wallet, key. Right? You know, right? It's definitely that. You know.
It's just they're funny. Like it's like so much storage.
Well,
That's why they're funny.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to use all the storage.
You just want it
You just
just in
don't want to.
case.
Yeah,
you
with
don't want to have
kids-
too little storage.
With kids, you know,
You can never have
the
enough.
water bottle. You know, it'll hold a
in there.
water bottle. It
Yeah.
can hold a snack pack or something, some
Yeah.
goldfish. You know.
You know
So-
what's funny is now that you mentioned, you look like a cargo pants guy. Like I could, or shorts.
Yeah, I am.
Like
You know
that-
why?
Why?
Because I'm 5'4.5". I got no
That's who wears
hips.
them.
They don't make pants in a 27 inch.
Yeah.
You gotta custom get them, right? So it's just like, well, I'm not gonna be
Throw the
stepping on these
cargo.
things all the time, looking like Jenkos or something. You
That's
know?
great.
So
I love that. All right, let's talk top sellers at Boca Grande.
top sellers.
Yeah, like what's the main things that people are getting there?
Number one, chicken burrito.
Steamed or no, crisp.
Toasted, yeah.
toast. That's what I
Yeah,
like.
chicken burrito, and then they'll do it as a salad or a bowl.
Oh, I didn't know that
Yeah,
was a thing.
yeah. And then number two is our build your own.
Okay.
And people go crazy with that.
Build your own burrito. Yep.
Yep.
I always do it as a bowl. I did the chicken one last time I went there
Okay.
as a bowl, and I said I want to build my own, and I listed off all the things that I wanted, and then he said, "You actually just described the chicken bowl that we have on our menu."
Yeah.
Why don't we
And
do
I was like,
that?
"Okay, I'll have that."
So the signature burritos were designed for speed of service because I knew people were going to do build your
Yeah.
own, and the first 5 checks on a build your own, you can make them pretty fast.
Yeah.
But after you're done 150 of them, man, your brain starts to scramble and it
Sure.
slows the line down. So, you know, I put the signature burritos to say these are the combinations that are going to work
Yeah.
the best with each other. But if you know what you want, go for it this way.
Right.
You know, so
Yep.
what's
I like that.
What's the most burritos you've ever sold in a day?
ooh.
Or
It would
tacos.
probably be a day that we catered for the USC football team. You know, that was when they had a winning season. It was a lot. We had to roll about 280 burritos on top of the 300 plus that we did in that day. We also did them for Missouri a few years back when they visited, when we beat them. And the Richter scale was recorded from Willie B shaking, you know. But yeah, and that was 280. They had a large staff. Wow. And that was 280 burritos we rolled
600 in a day.
Yeah.
Done before.
Yeah.
Dang. What's your favorite? Like, what are you eating there?
Oh, I'm old school simple.
Taco, ground beef,
No, I'll
cheese.
do a well. I got all kinds of dietary restrictions because you know the Mountain Dews and you know Milky Ways, right? But so I'll do hard shell ground beef, cheese, lettuce, crema, tomato, little pickled onion,
Nice.
and some super hot sauce.
Are you eating there every day? Like that you're there?
Yes, because I have to taste the food, and I encourage my staff in the kitchen.
do that.
They don't pay for. I don't charge them for their food,
Yeah.
you know. But I encourage them to eat a variety of things to make sure that all of us
Quality and all
are
that,
touching. I mean, we taste batches when we prep them.
Yep.
You know, but everything there is made from scratch, and you don't have the ability to just get a pre-made product and lock it in. You know,
Right.
so seasons change. You know, your yield changes based on what time of year, how the tomatoes are, you know, everything. So we have to check it constantly.
Yeah.
And there's little to no preservatives in that food. So you got to make sure that your seasoning holds as the shelf life starts to kick.
Right.
One of the things I do to avoid that some restaurants may or may not do, I don't want to speak for other businesses, but I prep less more often, right? So
Yeah.
you're running small batches all day long.
Yeah, I like
rather
that.
than
More
this big-
fresh, yeah.
Right, because what you'll do to save labor and to prepare for 3 or 4 shifts out is you'll prep large amounts of food, and
Could waste it, yeah.
Yeah, well, and you can't season 2 quarts of salsa the way, or you can't season 2 gallons of salsa the way you would season 2 quarts of
Right,
salsa.
right.
It's 2 completely different things, right? So the smaller the batch, the more flavor you get, the less you have to add salt, the less you have to add, anything pre-made in it. So,
And your pricing is very competitive too.
well,
Even
we try.
even compared to places that just do the prepackaged stuff, it seems like you guys are very similar, but yours is all done by hand.
Yeah, yep. It's a lot of hard work, and what's even crazier is, and I'm gonna do a PSA. We are hiring in the kitchen at the moment.
Yeah,
So,
buddy.
yeah, it's a great place to work, and we're closed on Sundays. No late nights, but
They need to
We-
have a death metal scream.
no,
What kind of stuff are you
It's a
looking
part
for?
of the interview.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
We're
What
not
kind of
gonna s-
questions?
Sometimes you can't ever tell who's who based off the music they listen to in a kitchen. You know what I'm saying? You got to just. I really can't. It's hard to even interview somebody for a kitchen job because what am I going to do? Try and assess your skill set by talking to you?
Right.
You know, everyone's a baller till they get on the field, right?
That's true.
Yep.
You know, and so I don't know how good or bad they are until they're under duress, until I say, give me a chiffonade, or give me a julienne, and and I'm like, wait a second, now you said, and the guys will say, oh, I ran saute at this restaurant, and it's like, well, there's 2 items on their menu that are sauteed, so you didn't run saute, like I've ran saute stations with 40 burners at one time, that's running saute, so it's really hard to read that.
Yep.
And then especially off the musical taste they may or may not have. Years ago, I would hire metalheads, and boy, they would get so mad at work. They'd throw stuff and kick the equipment. I'm like, wait a second, now I don't have that. What's wrong with you, man? So it had nothing to do with the music they were listening to. They just weren't cut out for the job, So, but we schedule shorter shifts so that everyone's not getting dragged through the ringer as much like you do in restaurants. So you're 5 to 7 hours on a shift instead of 8 to 12. I'm the one that handles the 8 to 12 hour shifts.
Yeah.
But I'm the boss. It's on me. I'm taking care of myself.
Yeah.
We pay very well. I'm 30 to 40% above the average for what that job requires.
Sweet.
But I pay for maturity. I pay for cleanliness
Vibes.
and sanitation, for vibes. There's no fighting. The guys will tell you if they burn a $60 batch of queso, I'll be less upset than if they are talking trash about each other.
Right.
Right? And that's the stuff that it's like locker room banter,
Yeah.
It'll just eat it from the inside out.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that we keep an eye on, that I keep an eye on back there. And then, of course, cleanliness, sanitation. I'm an organization freak. They say I've got the OCD, but I'm just a chef, and we have to have everything in the same place all the time, mise en place, And if it's misplaced or something's not right, forget about it. It's not going to happen at the speed and efficiency that it needs to. So,
You seem like it would be easy for you to just tell someone in an interview, your cooking's not that good.
well, we used to be able to do stages, and a stage was where an employee would come in for free and they would demonstrate. They'd make a meal for
Yeah.
the staff, and they would demonstrate what they can do, and then everyone could size them up, and we could at least say, well, I see your strength is here, like maybe it's sauce making or maybe it's sauteing or grilling, but I see where your weaknesses are, so it's going to take me this much time to develop you if you show up on time, if you are a go-getter and not someone that hangs their head low, or anything like that, right? So we're not allowed to do that anymore because of righteously, you got to pay people for their work, you know what I'm saying? But years and years ago, that's how you tested somebody.
Right.
You came in with your full demonstration of your skill set, and that was your pride. That was who you were, you know? And so now it's just kind of a question, and I'm gonna put another PSA out there. There's an opportunity in this market and a responsibility in this market for the people that own the restaurants and that manage the restaurants and the shifts to hold their employees to a higher standard, right? And I'm not saying everybody's doing a bad job. That's not what I'm saying. But what we sometimes allow employees to get away with, instead of having that hard conversation and say, hey, this is the expectation and I can pay you for it, but you have to meet me here.
Yeah.
Right? Very simple, but it doesn't happen like it used to years and years ago, right?
Right.
And it's hurting our industry. I've got the opportunity. I have the capital and the ability to grow another business.
Yeah.
And I can't do it because I'm still not staffed. We haven't been fully staffed since the day we opened, you know? And I don't think it's anything I'm doing. I got guys that have been with me for 15 years, and most of them are making well above what everyone else is paying, you know?
Do you want like high school kids and that kind of crowd, or not so much?
I can do high school. I can do college.
Is it 15 and older, or what's the
17 for us? It's
17.
based. Sometimes it's based on what your insurance allows. Our insurance requires 17 and up, you know?
Yep.
So, you know, and then the things that, you know how a restaurant business is sometimes. We're not saying all restaurants are that way, and I'm not going to dare suggest that restaurants in Columbia are running that. But you got to put your foot down when people are not behaving properly, or when human nature gets in the way of their growth. And when you refuse to have those conversations with them, you're holding them back. They're not holding you back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And
Not to me. Well, sort of, but I have no clue what things you're talking about. Are we talking about relationships at work?
no, let's talk about, that was me and Cheryl and I.
That's allowed.
That's fine.
Let's talk about performance-based issues.
Okay.
You know, say it's somebody showing up late for work.
Yep.
Consistently. Say it's someone having a really poor attitude. Say it's someone not caring about their job.
Yep.
You know,
Gossiping, talking shit about other employees.
well, and even just not trying to say, I have an accountability to the guest that's paying for this product, to keep it safe, to keep it clean, to keep it consistent, to keep it professional, you know, or people that don't understand the responsibility to each other in the kitchen, right? I have a responsibility to the person next to me. I've always worked that if my coworker needs a hand, no matter how stressed I am, I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah.
You know, but it's rare you get that back, right? And it's kind of like a left guard doing a double block on somebody to help the quarterback out. You think the quarterback's going to thank him? Hopefully he will, right? You know what I'm saying? But those types of things, you know. And back to the original statement is, I try my best to coach these people to where they can leave and do something bigger and better.
Yeah.
In the food service industry. Don't hang your head low, because it is a respectable job. I've done it my whole life, and I've always made decent money. I make great money now, you know, thank God. But, you know, I think that I feel an obligation as an owner of a business to try to get these people to hit their ceiling, and then maybe look a little bit over that and see if they can keep going, you know. And if they're comfortable where they are, hey, that's cool. Just hit those points, man.
Right.
I'll see you when you're scheduled. You know, keep your area neat and clean. You know, make that food taste good. Don't serve anything bad. You know, and that's what you're looking for. But it's very, very difficult to find in this market. You know, and there's no culinary school here anymore. So it's not helping.
Has there been anything in the interview process that somebody rolled in with and you were like, not happening here? And maybe it's like piece of like clothing they're wearing, like cargo shorts.
I would never judge anybody for wearing cargo shorts. It's when they come in smelling like weed, or when they have alcohol on their breath, or, you know, when they keep checking their phone
during the interview.
Oh, I got to take this call. Hang on, you know?
Yeah.
And even some of that, if they have children and busy families and they're communicating that to me, I'll even excuse some of that because I understand too. But I would never in a job interview, you know? And it's like,
some weird stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
How about this? And I don't know if I've seen this at your spot. Earbuds. I feel like a lot of restaurants, people are popping earbuds in, and I'm talking even front of the house, which really pisses me off. Back of the house, I'm not sure if you guys are into that, but give me your thoughts on that.
I don't think so.
You guys don't do it?
If I have someone that has a sick family member and they need to catch a call as quick as possible, or if they have someone, like if it's life,
they tell
life
you,
or death,
yeah,
let me know by all means,
Yep,
you know.
yep.
But if you just don't want to hear Slayer today on the radio and you want to hear some slow jams,
Yeah.
I'll put the slow jams on and we'll all listen to some. I love Prince. We'll all listen to Prince today. You know, that's great. You know, but you got to hear the hot arounds, hot behind you, coming through, sharp.
Yes.
You know, you got to hear that call.
Even just customers, like that's what's mind blowing. I've gone into places where I'm like, hey, I'm here. What are you doing?
Well, out front, it's completely disrespectful.
Yes.
It's completely disrespectful. And if they were selling medical equipment, they wouldn't dare, because that's that kind of a job.
Right.
And my point back to the other conversation is, why would you frown upon an opportunity at any job that is paying you because it's not who you think you're supposed to be when you grow up, or it's not what your college degree is in, right? Mm-hmm. Take every opportunity in front of you and make the most of it. And that's what we try to coach to our employees at Boca front and back of the house is, hey, you're here right now. This is how we're going to do it, you know, and you're going to grow and learn from this.
Yeah.
And we've sent off a lot of people on their merry way, and that's one of the first things they say is, I learned so much just about life, about professionalism. Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, your front of the house is dynamite. I mean, I don't see the back of the house, obviously. Your food's good. But when I walk in, attentive, kind, eye contact, like just good awareness of what's happening, exactly what I would want my team here, anywhere I go. Yeah. And I've never seen earbuds, but I was wondering if that's like a thing that you would even let, because I was hoping
point of pain.
Yeah,
it's a point of pain. Well, Adam and Cheryl both do a really, really good job of. They're both very charismatic, and Adam was a musician himself, and he can work a crowd like nobody else.
Yeah.
And Cheryl's no different. I mean, I think Muschamp that said he could sell ice to an Eskimo, and I think he was talking about my wife Cheryl. You know,
he had a burrito.
He definitely was not talking about himself.
So Cheryl's in there grinding with you.
Yeah,
every day.
What are your guys' hours?
5 days a week. We are 11 to 8 Monday through Saturday. Closed on Sundays. Closed on major holidays.
And you're there. What percentage of those? And what? Same with Cheryl.
There's 12 shifts a week, and I'm there 8 to 9 shifts a week.
Wow. Nice.
So, and Cheryl's there. She's got the kids.
Yeah.
And I got 2 daughters at PPA doing competition dance, and Cheryl got to help with that.
Yep.
She helps with the homework. So Cheryl's never off. I at least get a break here and there, you know.
Yeah.
But Adam helps out in the kitchen and in the front.
Yep.
You know, whatever it takes. So we just fill in the slots, and we've got some good long-term employees out front. We've got a guy, Roberto, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
He helps out front. He also works in the kitchen. And we got Will, who's been with us almost since day one. And he's a hard worker and a good kid. And
you got any sweet nicknames for anybody at the restaurant?
Well, Rob is Roberto, and
his real name's Rob.
Yeah. Well, he's Puerto Rican, and he's proud of his heritage, and we are too. So you know, but one thing was funny. I was trying to get Roberto out to get his attention, and he said, "Just say Roberto really fast." So that's his nickname is Roberto. I said, "Hey, Roberto, come here." He goes, "You're almost there." I was like, "I'm trying," but no, we've got some funny nicknames. Probably can't say them on air. So, you know. So Sammy, my prep cook, he has an alter ego. He goes by Mr. Sneeze, because whenever he's seasoning the chicken, we all get the tickle nose. Yeah. So he's got this whole character. Dr. Sneeze, that's it. Dr. Sneeze. Dr. Sneeze. He's got a whole. It's pretty funny. Yeah. So we have a lot of fun, front and back in the house.
Nice. Love it. Now, I feel like we let the Milky Way thing slide.
Well, that's how I ate it. It just
you just melted a little bit and slid it down the throat.
Yeah.
Real, like a pill, like a swallow.
like a giant wet log.
Why not like chew it and like savor it? You just wanted to get it in the system.
I had a minute before the rush hit. They'd opened those windows, and back then, McIntyre Produce was right behind us.
Yeah.
And they had like 100 and something employees that they were pre-dicing and chopping produce and bagging it up for all the McDonald's at the time.
Yeah.
And when they would get their break, man, there'd be just like
a rush.
Oh yeah. It looked like zombie apocalypse. They'd all wear their white jumpsuits with hair nets and stuff. So we'd be like, oh snap, here they come, And you had to churn and burn as fast as you could because they only had 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't make the sale the next day if you
put it down.
didn't, And you got time to run.
Do you remember back in the day when they used to say that Mountain Dew was some sort of birth control for men?
Oh, really?
Do you remember that?
Yeah, like it decrease your sperm count.
Yes.
Really?
That's what I was told.
It was
And
a big
whitey
thing.
tighties.
Yeah.
was
Whitey
what
tighties, that might
Yeah.
be true.
Whitey tighties and
I don't
Mountain
know.
Dew.
But people were just chugging Mountain Dew thinking that it would be a male birth control.
Birth control? Oh, well, I got proof twice it didn't work.
Right. Or I kind of think that they just liked Mountain Dew and they
Yeah.
just had used it as an excuse to drink a lot of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it had the most caffeine in it. And it had citric acid in it, so I was like, "Well, it's going to make the caffeine hit even harder, right?" So
Well, and just the color of it looks like it's glowing a little bit.
antifreeze.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. That lime green was very metal. Is the only thing that complemented the black was that lime green, that bright, So
All right, so and I forget, you guys opened during COVID or right before? Or?
we opened in 2021, right towards the tail end. We were
Okay.
still wearing masks per CDC.
Yeah.
For like the first year we were open.
So you guys got the restaurant before like COVID hit, right? Or oh no, you didn't.
No.
Okay,
no,
so
it
how
was-
long was it to like move in and get it all? What was in there before? Was it a restaurant?
Yeah, it was there for 17 years. It was called Happy Cafe.
Oh, okay.
And Sue Hodges owned it and ran it. And I didn't mention earlier, I taught at the Culinary Institute at South Carolina for 16 years. I taught one course there, soup stocks and sauces and knife skills. And she was a graduate from that program.
Okay.
And she ran the Happy Cafe for 17 years. Her signature dish was a caramel cakes. And I believe that there's still some places around town you can get them, but they were absolutely
really?
delicious. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And I found out through two friends that she was ready to retire, and I knew it was a good location, and so
Scooped it up. And so she was going out while COVID hits. Then was there any concern from you with the COVID stuff? Because
well, yes and no. I mean, I knew that I had to build a business that would facilitate however long COVID was going to go on, so that online ordering and quick grab and go was going to be an important part of it. And so I kind of designed the business to facilitate that.
Okay.
Because I knew even if COVID had gone away, that would still be advantageous. It's quick service, so.
Nice. Was that something? So like developing the menu, did you have all? Was that all? You had that concept already rolling, or what? How did that evolve?
So the goal was to open up a restaurant as affordably as possible. No fryers, no grills, no hood vents, and no larger grease trap. Your biggest costs when you open up restaurants are the hood vents. They can run anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000.
Wow.
And then if I were to put a fryer in and up my grease trap outside, there was one already there for 1,000 gallons.
Yeah.
Right. And it was in good working order. That just meant I couldn't have more than 50 seats inside.
Yeah.
Which is fine with me. I don't like big 200-seater restaurants. It's too much, And if I did do that, I would have had them install a 3,000-gallon grease trap, and that would be another $40,000. Didn't want to go there, So I was like, well, I'm going to save the money. So I have to design a menu that can be prepared without these things and still be delicious and something that people would want to go to, right?
Yep.
So I had read an article about a Michelin chef in California who gave her stars back, quit her job, and opened up a taco restaurant with slow cookers.
Really?
And that's all she would do. She would run different meats in slow cookers. And once it was out, it was 86. When she was out of food, she closed.
Wow.
Right? Had a line out the door, blew it out the water.
That's sweet.
Right? And I was like, all right, so how can I make that work in Soda City, right?
Yeah.
So the whole menu at Boca was based on what they call combi ovens, right?
I don't even know
and
what that
a
is.
combi oven. I have an Unox made in Italy. combi oven, right? And it's got a ventless hood on top, little tiny hood vent, which when you open it, it pulls steam or smoke or whatever, recycles it, cleans it, cools it, and puts it back into your kitchen, you know? And the combi oven can steam, convect, roast, bake, broil, air fry, sous vide, smoke.
Why don't we have one in my kitchen?
Well, it was $15,000, but you know, it was worth every penny because it's a labor saver.
Yeah.
It makes consistent food. And so then after that, scheduling the food is a time and scheduling system, right? So most of the menu comes out of that oven, right? So some of these slow cooked meats, they have to be timed when you cook them and how you cook them, right? So that's the tricky thing with it, but that's where the menu derived from, was having to go through that process first to be prepared.
Gotcha.
So
It's just a wild thing to think that you're from an Italian family that's cooking Mexican food. Like, I'm thinking the other direction. If somebody was from a Mexican family and then started making Italian food, I think the Italians wouldn't be cool with that, or would they?
Like, would American Italians or Italians from Italy?
Well, that's what I don't know. That's
Italians
what I'm trying to
from Italy
figure
would
out.
not be cool with it. American Italians, hey, if he's good at it,
they wouldn't care.
Yeah,
that would make
right.
Sense.
You know,
so is it the same the other way then?
I don't know, but we have a pretty good clientele of Latinos that come in there, and you know, they pay for it and eat it. I hope they like it. You know, I try not to be disrespectful to their culture. One of my goals, you know, I lived in Austin for a short time, and I got a lot of experience there with the Latinos there, working with them, going to their houses on the weekends and eating with them and seeing how they cook and things like that. And they would share stories with me, and I'd share my recipes, I would share my recipes with them. They'd share their recipes with me, you know? And the thing that blew me away was, in this market for years, Mexican food was looked down upon, right? It was kind of like, oh, it's just slop, and give me those refried beans straight out the can, Bo, you know, right? And it's like, you go, they're proud of it, and they respect it. It's the same way we did as Italians, you know? We respect the pasta, we respect the meatball, we respect the sauce, you know? San Marzano's, we don't use Hunt's, you know what I'm saying? And they're the same way, very particular about the chilies they use and the seasonings they use and when they add it and how they toast this and how they roast that, right? So I wanted to bring just a little bit of the understanding that there's a value to that. There's a quality expectation to that. And you shouldn't disrespect a food style or a food culture because you don't understand it or because you're used to what you think is proper. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, I don't dare tell anybody that Boca is Mexican food. I say we're American food with a little bit of Mexican influence, in the sense that we're making a burrito. I mean, I do Japanese burritos. We've done Indian burritos. I've done all kinds of things because I'm a chef and I love all food. And as an Italian, as a Sicilian, being that my culture is Turkish, Arab, African, Italian, French, Spanish, I have all these things in me. It's all I can do to get that out, right? So I take all of that and put it into what I cook, you know? So, that's how that goes.
I like that. Give us some tips. Give the average listener here some tips on making a good guac and keeping it fresh.
Okay, so making a good guac. I don't know if the camera can see this. Not ripe.
Okay. He's touching his fist.
Right. Overripe.
Oh.
Okay. Just right.
Hold on. What was the not ripe one? The first one. Oh,
Hard.
You balled it up. Yeah.
So, and it's the opposite of a steak, right? Well done. If an avocado feels like a well done steak, it's not ready. If it feels like a rare steak, it's done. You got to throw it in the trash, right? If the avocado feels like a medium steak, it's good to go. It's good to go.
That's a good demo.
And always buy your avocados hard and buy them ahead of time.
Like green, or
green or brownish green, but to where they're hard as a rock.
Yep.
Right? And then you've got 2 days from that point.
You keep them out or you put them in the refrigerator?
Do not refrigerate them.
Ever.
Until you've cut them open. always make sure you wash them because listeria grows on the skin, you know.
On the outside.
Yeah, always make sure you wash them good.
Okay.
And the rest is just fresh. Whatever you're going to add to it,
What do you put
it's
in
got to
yours?
be fresh.
Is it secret?
Salt, white onion, and lime.
That's it.
Yeah, white
Little
onion.
cilantro.
White
You guys
onion.
throw a little cilantro. What's
Just on the
green stuff?
garnish. On the
Oh, yeah,
garnish, we
yeah.
throw it
Okay.
in there. So, and ours is, I call it smashed avocado because we literally use a potato masher and smash it. The idea is you don't want to mix it so rough that you separate the natural fat in the avocado.
Right.
You want it to be creamy, and you want a little bit of bite to it.
Yeah, a
so
little
that's why
chunk.
we smash it, right?
Okay.
And then it still keeps that texture and you don't use the squirt out the bottle stuff from the store. Don't do that.
Really? Yeah.
Icky.
No tomatoes, no onions. You just highlight the guac.
That would
white
be
onions.
that would be guacamole. If we added like the pico de gallo in it,
Right.
that'd be more of a guacamole. We do. That's why I call it smashed avocado because it's a little bit simpler.
Yeah.
And that more for the purist of the avocado, you know.
How long does it stay fresh for you? Like before it turns brown?
The trick is whatever container you keep it in, you got to pound all the air out and make sure there's no air pockets in it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you just take a paper towel and cover it end to end.
Wet?
You'll take a little lime wedge and just drizzle it across, and that's it. And you can get 1 to 2 days out of that. We only get
Really?
1 day at Boca because I'm prepping less more often.
Yeah.
So you don't want to. I
Yeah,
watch
it's
the
good to
videos on YouTube of how they do it in California, and at the Mission Burrito places, they got people scooping and mashing, and they leave it. They don't even refrigerate it because they're going through it so
Yeah.
fast. But they make just small batches constantly, and that's how they keep that
Yeah.
that fresh flavor.
I like
So,
that. All right, day in the life for you and like inventory purchasing. Give us kind of some of the behind the scenes on that for people that are restaurateurs.
So number one, the most important thing. It's nothing to do with anything you think it does. Okay, what would you think the most important thing is with inventory and purchasing?
Freshness.
Freshness is important, so rotating it right. Do you think it's price? Do you think it's quantity?
Storage,
Storage. What's even more important than storage is
temperature.
temperature is important, but organization.
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 Number one.
3 times a day, I go through my kitchen and I organize my inventory myself.
Really? Three
Yeah.
times a day?
3 times a day when I get there in the morning and count my production to set my prep for the day, after the lunch rush, and before I leave.
That's interesting.
And at Applebee's, years and years ago, I had a kitchen manager, and he's the one that gave me a chance. I was a dishwasher, a rat-tailed dishwasher with an Anthrax T-shirt on.
And a mullet.
And a mullet. His name was Harvey Lee Hansel. And he told me organization's the key to your success. He called me Punkweed. That was my nickname. He goes, Punkweed, get over here. He's from New Orleans, right? And so he had that Sicilian drawl that people in New Orleans have
Yeah.
because of the Sicilians immigrating there, you know. But he said, organization's the key to your success. You got to organize everything. And he had me in that cooler.
Yeah.
I mean, stepping, because I always got to use a ladder.
Right.
Always, getting up on the shelves and, organizing the honey mustard, organizing the ranch, organizing the frozen chicken fingers,
Right.
pre-made chicken fingers and stuff. But it was a great lesson to learn, and I still do that to this day. And what it does is it gives you a natural feel for the coming and going of your inventory, how
Right.
it's flowing in and out of your restaurant, right? I also use inventory sheets.
Yeah.
And I don't write a bunch of things down. People write down what they had on hand, and they write down how much they use.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
get the computer. You don't need to do that. Just write down what you're ordering and leave it there.
Yeah.
And then track what you ordered, and then you can look on the next truck and see what you ordered, so you know you're not over ordering, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's where waste comes from. So the other thing that you do is you got to keep your inventory lean. You got to keep it as lean as possible. Look
Sexy, some say.
Well, it is, right?
Yeah.
So look at the major corporations out there that are successful, like Toyota. They
Yeah.
keep their inventory lean.
Yep.
Man, when there's a recall, forget about it. You're waiting months on that thing, right? Because they
Right.
just don't keep it laying around,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that's how they stay profitable. They use everything that's in front of them.
Yep.
And that's what I teach my cooks. Don't waste any because I don't have any more.
Right.
And if you waste it, we won't have enough.
Sure.
Right?
I like
So
that.
What about theft?
Theft, here's a real simple thing with theft, right? When you're counting, you'll know. When you got your hands in it all the time, you'll know. When you spend enough time in your kitchen, you'll know, right? When you take care of your employees and you pay them well, and you feed them. You don't need to feed them top dollar items on your menu, right? But when you take care of them and you show gratitude, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And if it does, fire that person, right?
Yep.
That's a cut and one and done. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure there's some that I'm not aware of at my restaurant, but it's nothing important. It's nothing that's gonna. It might be a canned soda here or there, or I had to lock up the toilet paper. That was one. But
That's a big one during
that's
COVID.
a big one, man. Yeah. Yeah, we keep the toilet paper in the office. Towels are another one. But
People do steal toilet paper.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I used to think we could just put a little thing in the bathroom and there would just be toilet paper in there and it would make it easier for the staff to just refill it. Or if it ran out, someone could easily get one. It just disappears.
Yeah. The hot sauce bottles is another one. So we push
You do
the
a
hot
little-
sauce one.
yeah.
Yeah.
You make it or no?
Yeah, I make
You
it.
make the hot sauce? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Any bad injuries in the kitchen space over the years? Zero. No fingers.
I was the only one. Right when we first opened, I slipped and fell, and I had a wallop on my head. I had to get up and keep working though. So yeah, I was like the
played through a concussion.
Troy Aikman of chefs. I was played through. They're like, "What's your mother's name?" Steve. So,
That's great.
But yeah, it was no fryers, no meat slicer.
Yeah, you don't really have much.
It lowers your insurance.
Yeah.
So less things to get cut on. And I taught knife skills, and I stay on top of my staff, and I keep my knives sharp. I have a machine. I do it myself, not one of those services for me anyway.
What is your favorite item in the kitchen, like tool-wise? Knife? Spatula? Thermometer?
Is this at home or at work?
I want one at home and I want one at work.
At work, it's a RoboCoop.
What's that?
It's a R2 unit, and it's a giant food processor. And it's like the old Ronco. It slices, it dices, it does, it's yeah. So like when we make pico de gallo and we're breaking down 50 pounds of produce, all small dice, you just run it through the machine.
Oh, that is nice.
And it's great.
How much are those guys?
About $2,000. But you got to think, I bought one 4.5 years ago, and it's still rocking. I only had to replace the blade on it, and the money I've made on the backside of it is well worth that. Now at home, it's just a good old knife and a cast iron.
Knife and cast iron? I love a cast iron home. How big's yours?
About 12 inches.
Yeah.
That sounds
I think that's mine too.
Yeah.
Maybe 14.
Cast iron. I'm 5'4.5". What do you want?
That's
do my best.
so useful. Any meat, I just throw them in there.
Yeah, cast irons are great. The thing with cast iron is never wash them with soap.
Yep.
Always hand.
I never wash them because my wife does something with it.
Oh, okay.
And it turns back into ready to cook.
Okay. I just use hot water and I scrape it. If I can't get the stuff out, I simmer it out.
Yeah.
And then I'll take a little beef tallow or beef fat and just wipe it down. Cover.
Do you do
it
that
before
after every use?
Yeah.
Like a little? I never boil afterwards.
I've had the cast iron that I've had for 40 plus years, and it was from my mom. And
that's cool.
And it's seasoned like crazy. And it's a big deal to me. And then knives, I have my wife's sister's husband there in Nashville, and he's at makes knives.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, Paul Goebel. He's a Tennessee artisan on
Paulie
Instagram.
G.
Yeah, and he makes some really nice knives. And so I've got some really, I got the knife that everyone can use, and then I've got my knives. Yeah, and they're great. But a good sharp chef's knife, that's all you need.
We got to say thanks for the merch, too. This is sweet. And I feel like you guys always have some good stuff around the restaurant.
So I got a good hat guy, Vincent Martinez.
Yeah.
And he's from California, and his company's in California, but he lives here.
Yeah.
And he's a good hat guy, and he's done a lot of places around town, but he does the leather patches, and he's got the 112s.
We might need his info.
Okay.
Because the patches were tough for me to find for our podcast.
They do a great job. I'm sorry I don't remember the name of his company because Cheryl does all the
I'll
ordering.
I'll shoot you a DM to try to get that.
Yeah, shoot it. You got Cheryl's info?
No, but I'll.
Okay.
Is it Boca? Like if I send it to Boca, is she the?
I'll write it down for you before
perfect.
I go, and she can forward it right back to you and get you in touch with him. But they're awesome, and they've got more than just the round logo. They've got all kinds of different stuff. But they do a really good job, and it's affordable too. So
nice.
And then vision for what's next. Are you good with just keeping one ripping, or do you have aspirations to? I mean, I know you said you're short on people, but say that after the hottest podcast comes out, you're probably going to be flooded with people.
So I certainly hope so. So if we were to say another Boca, absolutely not, because the things that make Boca special is that location, that community, that staff, those four walls, the way the sun sets, the way the sun rises. I mean, it's very zen with a locally owned business. It's not like corporate business where, I mean, the biggest mistake restaurateurs make is just saying like, I'm going to grow this. And it's like, no, you're not. You know, it's very difficult to do. And just because you have something great in one market doesn't mean it's great to another market. You know, can you imagine Boca in downtown Austin? It may not do well. You know what I'm saying? They've got much better competition there, you know. I believe in my product now, don't get me wrong, you know. But it's just Forest Acres is loyal.
Right.
When they have someone that's loyal to them and takes care of them, and they're one of the best communities to put a business in. Now, if I were to open up something else, my pipe dream would be something Italian, of course. Right? You know, but I'm really wanting to find a means and a way to make tortillas, because the tortillas east of the Mississippi are not even close to tortillas west of the Mississippi. They're not even close. And I have a recipe. I make them at home with unbleached, unbrominated flour. I use grass-fed beef fat in them, and they're absolutely delicious. And they're elastic. They're chewy. You can eat them by themselves, you know. And I've tried to find a way to subcontract it out. And I've had no luck. So I think it's going to be up to me to do that.
Tortillas. Do you say tortillas or tortillas?
I'm from Rosewell. I say tortillas. I say tortillas, but go Cox.
I guess last thing to end on. Tell us about the Gamecocks football. What needs to happen? I mean, are they getting rid of Beamer?
You know,
I have whispers that they need to get rid of Beamer. I don't.
A lot of people are saying that, but he's a great guy, and he really, I think he cares about it here.
Yeah.
But aside from all that, we have a thing in kitchens, right? And football and kitchen work, they're all the same, right? They're very similar. I'm a Nick Saban. I watch his interviews, I watch his commentaries, and I relate. I pick up what he's putting down. I relate to what he's saying. I wish I could be the way he is, right? And I think that finishing and committing to what you started and keeping yourself prepared, right, for the entire shift, not just for the first rush. Because what happens at 5 o'clock, you get a rush. And you get through it, and guess what? What's the first thing that comes out of my mouth? Wipe it down, stock it up, get ready to do it again. You know? And they look at me and go, what? And I'm like, it's coming. It's coming. Get ready. You know? That defense is they're going to blitz us. You know? And you can see the customers, the guests coming in the door. There's the defense. They're going to blitz. Let's go. Be ready for it, you know? Don't get sleepy on me now, you know? And I tell the guys, them, being prepared is where your confidence comes from. Right? Being prepared. So what is it on our side? It's showing up to work sober. You know? You know?
It's a good start.
Sharp knives. Sharp knives.
Clean and sanitized. Stocked and ready. Make sure that you are mentally okay with the things that are going to go wrong. You know, my job is I acknowledge that things are going to go wrong. It's my job is how am I going to fix it? Just like a coach. We know we're going to fumble the ball. We know. Well, we don't know we're going to go backwards
27 points
or 27 yards on a 4th down and 1. I mean, so, you know, God bless them. But, you know, I mean, I think I could suit up. I think I could get a half a yard. They only got 99 and a half more to go, you know. So, but, you know, it's easy for us to say on our side, right?
100%.
So, you know, I'm sure there's a lot more into it than that. But finishing the shift. So one of the things we say is ABC, always be closing. We say that in the kitchen. So the second you walk in the door, you got to be ready to close the restaurant down, because that's the hardest task. Once you've served all your covers, you've done your work, you've done your job. Well, guess what? Now you got to break your back scrubbing floors.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to change fryers at Boca though.
That's
Remember
nice.
that. You know, but so I would say to a football team, always be winning.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be prepared to win.
Yep.
You got to be prepared to handle that win, not brag, not boast, not flash your hands. Why would you brag about a dish that you made because somebody said it was good? There's somebody else that's going to say it was awful.
Right.
Right. And that's what I tell my chefs. You never brag when somebody, you humbly say thank you and you walk away. Why would you brag when you make a touchdown?
Yeah.
Wasn't that your job? Isn't that what you signed up to do?
I like that. Dude, I'm getting inspired here.
But do you
To
understand what
either
I'm saying?
cook or run through
So
a
you should
wall.
never brag. Who was the guy? He was in the NFL, and every time he made a touchdown, he would shake hands.
Larry Fitzgerald was a great
He's a great example.
touch. Yeah, he'd score a touchdown, hand the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even
Very
if
humble.
he clobbered somebody, he was the first person to turn around and pick him up.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And that's a legacy you're leaving. That's an example you're
Right.
setting. That's a win more than
Yeah.
numbers on the board. Yeah. Yeah. So
All right, I have one last question too, because I feel like I know I can tell a lot about someone by who their celebrity crush is.
Oh boy. Guy or a girl? You can
Guy
pick
or girl,
you're
your
going to get me
choice.
in trouble here.
Yeah.
So for me, it's
Cheryl, obviously.
Yeah,
but-
Cheryl's number one.
Of course. Number two would be, I don't know if you know, is Linda Carter. The old
Linda
Wonder
Carter?
Woman. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I was
old school.
madly in love with her when I was a kid.
Linda Carter
yep.
still does it for you. She's still alive?
She is. She's 70-something years old.
Smoke
Really?
show still.
And you know who I think looks like her? Is
Cheryl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
love that.
Cheryl's a blonde with green eyes, and Linda Carter was
she doesn't
dark
look like
hair. Yeah. So,
That's what I tell my wife too. You look just like her.
Yeah.
Just a lot of things different.
but
Well, that's great. Well,
Cheryl's
this
a
is
lot more awesome than Linda Carter.
this has been awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having me. I
Appreciate
really
it.
appreciate it.
Here
We're here for the health of it.
for the health of it.
Just a quick note, this podcast is for informational purposes only. We're not meant to replace your doctors, and nothing here should be taken as medical advice. Always check with a qualified professional before making decisions about your health. The views and opinions expressed by our guests or hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of this podcast. Reliance on any information provided is solely at your own risk.